In the last video, we learned how to create a database, delete a database, and create a table using the create table SQL command. With this understanding in mind, let us now look at how data is added inside the customer table that we created in the last video. Addition of data in tables is done using the insert into command. And the syntax for this command is as follows. We write insert into, then the table name, then within the brackets, we may specify the name of the columns. Specifying column names is optional. Next comes the keyword values, after which we specify the values to be inserted in a record. Now if the column names are not specified, the values will be entered in the order of columns. If I go to my table in pgadmin and see the columns, I'll open the table. Here within the table, customer table, if I open up the columns part, you can see customer ID, first name, last name, age, email ID. This is the order of columns. If the values we are entering have some missing attribute, for example, if there is age or last name missing, then we need to specify the column names after table name. Or if the values are in different order, we will need to specify the column names in that particular order. So let us look at the examples of insert into command. If we want to insert a single row without mentioning the column names, this is how we do it. We write insert into table name, which is customer table, and then the values, which will have customer ID, first name, last name, age, and email ID of that particular customer. Now let us go to pgadmin and run this SQL command. This is my SQL query tool. I'll start typing insert into customer table, then values, and after that this will be the customer ID, which is 1, as this is the first record, then the first name, which is BWE. And note that for strings you need to input the data within single quotes. For numeric integers you do not need to do the same thing. And then the email ID, which is bc@xyz.com. Now select this query and run it. You can either press F5 or this run query button. Query returned successfully, so it was successful. Now to check whether this command actually added this particular record in our table, go to our table, right click on it, click on view, edit, and select all rows. Below you can see this is how our table is right now looking. It has one record, and that is exactly what we inserted into this table. In the window above this result, you can see it is running a select command to get this result. We'll be discussing the select command later. For now, we just use the graphical interface which pgadmin provided us to see the table. Let's go back to our presentation where we'll look at the second example. In the second example, suppose the next entry we do not have the customer's last name. Now if we do not mention the column names, age of the customer will then be filled in the last name, as that particular field of last name was missing in that record. To avoid this error, we need to mention the column names after the table name. So in this example, you can see the customer D does not have any last name. So we mention the customer ID, first name, age, and email ID as the columns in which value is to be filled, and then we give the values. So now let's toggle back to pgadmin and run this query also. Insert into customer table, space, remember to put brackets here and write the column names. Cust ID, first name, then age, and then email. We deliberately missed out on the last name. After this, we write values and then mention the 4 values, which will be customer ID of 2, name is D, age is 23, and email ID is d@xyz.com. Run this, press F5. This also was executed successfully. Go to the table, right click, view all rows. You can see for last name the value is null. In the last lecture we also discussed there is a constraint called not null. Had there been a constraint on last name of it being not null, then this particular query would have given us an error. Now let's go back to our example and learn how to insert more than one record at the same time with just one query. So above two examples showed how to add a single row. To add multiple rows at the same time, we just need to list down all the records separated by a comma, this comma. It is important to remember this comma. Let us go and write this also in the pgadmin window. You know the syntax. Try to beat me in typing this query. Insert into customer table, values. So this is the first record with ID 3, name E, surname F, age 27, email ID ef@xyz.com, comma, next entry 4, comma, G, last name H, age 35, gh@xyz.com, and with a semicolon, select this query and run it. So let us go back and check the data in our table. It seems correct, exactly as we expected. So did you beat me? If you did, you are simply awesome at learning this. Otherwise, better luck next time. Hold on, there is another way to add data to tables. Sometimes the data we want to have in the table is to be imported from a text file or a CSV file. You may encounter this situation less number of times, but nevertheless it is important to know. So we'll be learning how to copy a data from a file into a table using the copy command in the next video.